Okay, we gotta talk. Yes, I have green ink. I can't get that off. So something I've been wanting to look at recently, I don't even know where that question developed in the middle of a reading, wondering what Donald gave up to Putin. I still need to read on the Helsinki transcript. But about wondering if, maybe Donald signed off lands in Alaska or somewhere to Russia. And I've been wanting, oh, great. Good news. No, that's not good money news. So I've been wanting to look at Alaska, and here we go. I saw earlier there was an article just about how now Russia is freezing the bank accounts of certain Russians, like Alex Navalny. He's the opposition candidate there. I mean, they've had all these protests in Russia lately. Freezing his bank accounts, freezing the bank accounts of his campaign, freezing the bank accounts of anti-corruption officials, because they're looking at money laundering, which is exactly what they did to Sergei Magnitsky and tried to pin all of their corruption onto him with fake documents. So now here, I see that once again, here we go. United States fighter jets intercept Russian bombers near Alaska. This is just this afternoon, today, August 8, 2:38 Eastern Standard Time. U.S. and Canadian fighter jets intercepted 2 Russian long-range bombers off the coast of Alaska Thursday, according to the North American Aerospace Defense Command, which released images of the encounter. 2 U.S. F-22 stealth jets and 2 Canadian CF-18 fighters intercepted the nuclear-capable Russian Tu-95 Bear bombers as they entered Alaskan and Canadian air defense identification zones, which extend approximately 200 miles off Alaska's western coast, NORAD said in a statement. The Russian aircraft remained in international airspace and never entered U.S. or Canadian sovereign territory, the statement added. The latest intercept comes at a complicated time in U.S.-Russian relations. Really? Check out that reading I did on Huntsman today. On one hand, President Donald Trump has made it clear he wants to improve relations with Moscow. At the same time, the two countries have clashed over a wide range of geopolitical issues, including Russia's annexation of Crimea, election interference, and the attempted poisoning of an alleged Russian spy in Britain, the Skripals. It's the latest string of encounters between U.S. and Russian military assets this year. Russian bomber fights, like the ones that took place on Thursday, are viewed by U.S. military officials as part of Moscow's effort to train its military for a potential crisis while simultaneously sending a message of strength to adversaries. No, they're just being jerks. U.S. officials say Russian bombers and jets have flown in the area several times a year for the last few years, and similarly have been intercepted by U.S. or Canadian jets. And that goes on top of ships almost colliding in the sea. Actually, they have collided. In January, a US E-3 aircraft, 2 F-22 fighter jets, and 2 Canadian CF-18 jets similarly positively identified Russian Tu-160 Blackjack strategic bombers entering the Canadian Air Defense Identification Zone. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and then there was another event where the Russian aircraft was armed and passed about 150 feet directly in front of the U.S. plane. The Russian military disputed the U.S. Navy's characterization of the intercept as unsafe. No, that was unsafe. I remember that. Okay, I gotta go let out the dog, and then I'm gonna come back and do some reading. What the heck is going on? Let's see. Okay, and so, remember, this Leo-scorpio first quarter moon kind of freaks me out because Putin's right on the ascendant with the money, Ace of Pentacles and the 3 Swords, the heartbreak. Putin's house is normally the 9th house of long-distance travel, but over there, Donald drew the Republican Party reversed, and the United States drew the Republican Party. there's like the Emperor, as Donald sees himself, now has scooted along here into the second house. This is at the Leo-Scorpio quarter moon. This is as timid as you can get in this chart, because the Emperor in the second house has to do with income and Taurus. This is the quarter moon based on Scorpio. It's polar opposite. Donald has his tail between his legs. Putin's on the ascendant, which is where the life force ushers in. And now today, not even 24 hours later, we have U.S. fighter jets intercepting Russian bombers near Alaska. What the heck do these bombers have to do with what we're seeing on the ascendant and retaliation for sanctions Donald had to sign in last week? What does it have to do with that? Okay, universe, cut my deck. Look who we get again. Putin, the King of Cups. What the heck is going on? Putin, what's going on? What's these jets about? Near Alaska. Stealing? Stealing what? We know you stole the elections, or are you trying to steal our attention? Have you stolen lands is what scares me. Before thievery. What are you thieving? Before I even go on, Putin, what are you thieving? The bombers are there because of your planning to, because of theft of what? Nine of Pentacles. Their oligarch comfort and luxury. It's because of the sanctions. Seven of Cups. And Knight of Coins. You know who the Knight of Pentacles? This is Knight of Pentacles. We have Nancy Pelosi right here. So it has to do with offers that Donald made, money that was carried over. Nancy's at the bottom of this. Tell me, what are these 7 cups about? What are these 7 cups about? The questions. USA. 10 of Wands. That is mutable fire. That's Saturn in Sagittarius. Burdens. Separating Donald because of sanctions. Because of the devil. Oh my God, the Republican Party. Okay. 7 of Cups. 9 of Pentacles. Comfort. Knight of Coins. I wonder, this must be, is this a Republican part? This is a Republican Party. And what they did was, with the United States of America and their burdens from the election and dividing people, the deal what they made with the devil, he's sending a warning. He is sending a warning shot to the Republican Party. That's what this is. This is a warning shot to the Republican Party. So, theft. It's a warning shot to the Republican Party about Russia having helped steal the elections. And go to my community tab and look at the post I did on Chris Vickery, or at Vickery. His Twitter handle is there. He specializes in digital security. He's been cracking and looking at the codes of all these digital campaign operations that Mitch McConnell has used, Newt Gingrich, et cetera, since 2010, 2012. Their servers are hosted in Moscow. And when their servers are hosted in Moscow, they do not have to respond to a FISA subpoena or a Five Eyes, FVEY, Five Eyes subpoena. So, you understand why the GOP is doing absolutely jack squat about anything. So this is covered. So Putin is sending a message. He's sending a warning shot that it's time. Reversed Wheel of Fortune. He's saying that there's going to be a lot of unrest and misfortune to the United States because of stolen elections. This is definitely a threat. The challenge is Mother Russia. Oh man, Putin is, and justice. Justice reversed. Justice reversed. They're feeling that there's a bias. They're feeling a sense of injustice for having sanctions because they gave them something. Think any Republicans are going to step up to the plate? Nah, they've not. About the shootings, they're paralyzed. They are like done. What's crowning this? Putin is committed to having the upper hand on the United States of America, and the election was stolen. And he's going to hold that over the Republican Party. My Don Jr. doesn't know how to read. Page of Wands. I think we got some bad news in the past. Yep. Page of Wands just being too passive. Just not really articulating very well what it is, the news that's supposed to be going back and forth. This is why John Huntsman left. What's to come? What's to come from this? Disappointment, heartache. This is not the Five of Cups with the 5-continent coup. This is the Five of Cups for despair that will come from this. Not cool. Oh my gosh, get these Republicans out. How do we see Putin? Good news, Jared. Really? He's saying this is good news. Didn't know. Let's see environment. Is he delaying the Fool? Is he delaying the start of something new? Probably trying to get Donald to delay sanctions or delay some other things that Putin wants to start. Or Donald will be, let's see, not getting off to a good start here, especially off all this eclipse energy. This is very interesting. So this, the Fool reverse, this is also part of the warning shot. If you go ahead with this, be careful. The hope of this, says Putin, is the White House gets the message. The fear is the Knight of Pentacles, that someone's going to offer up information and money and receipts, a very stable. Oh, this might be Huntsman. This might be he fears Huntsman telling the White House and the press what he knows. Putin fears Huntsman. Get at it. Get at it, John. Ideally, Putin wants an agreement. He calls these agreements, quote, cooperation, because he understands how the word cooperation functions in the United States. It's a very positive word that has to do with democratic societies. He hates agreements, but he calls them cooperation, but really means what he means is brute force by him, and you're going to agree to that, okay? What's to come? Is this joy? Is this sadness? Whose joy is this or sadness is this? Who does this belong to? does that belong to? Explain that Ace of Cups. Because Putin happy does not make for a happy United States. Neither does a Donald happy make good for a United States. Happy United States does not bode well for Putin or Donald. So what is this Ace of Cups about? Success. Is this about, he's going to be success. Russia's success. Russia is going to successfully retain what they have. Oh my gosh. They're going to make sure they do. Oh God, get these Prussians out. Ugh. Okay, so I guess my next question, should I ask Putin? If, did Donald get, my gosh, my body's already saying yes, that happened. And Putin always lies. I can't really ask him. Who can I ask? Mulvaney's on to me. Huntsman. John Huntsman. John Huntsman. Paging John Huntsman. John Huntsman. Hey, do you know if Donald gave over parts of Alaska maybe? Or our lands? Our federal lands that, you know, that they shut down and they keep we the people out and take from us. But did Donald sign any of that over? Oh boy. What do we have? We have the moon. Maybe they signed it over to China. Made an offer. Oh shit. To change over the lands. I do not like this. I do not like this, John Huntsman. What happened? Did Donald